Hi everyone. This is going to be the last time that I talk about Gus Johnson, hopefully for good. I had a different video planned to come out this week, and I didn't really expect this story to have any more updates, but it does, and I do think it's important that we talk about it. I had a lot of comments telling me that since they don't have Twitter, my video is how they found out anything was going on at all. So this video is for us to go over everything that's come out since then and hopefully have a more complete picture of what's going on. I know some people are going to accuse me of only making this video to get more views, and I hate to say it, but I don't give a shit about views. If I cared about my videos getting views, I'd be making Minecraft content. I make my videos because I have ADHD and I'm always online. All of this is because my brain's on fire. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me. 1 month ago, I made a video detailing the public social downfall of the YouTuber Gus Johnson. His partner Sabrina had suffered an ectopic pregnancy, and people found out that Gus had been verbally abusive and manipulative to her the entire time. After a lackluster Twitter apology, Gus had tried to come back with a comedy video that made fun of people overemphasizing a physical pain, which was not a pinnacle of subtlety. Because this is an update video, I'm going to assume that you've seen my original or at least have a pretty good understanding of the situation so far. If not, you can always watch it and come back, but from this point on, we're going to be continuing as if we all know the full story so far. So, returning viewers, let's talk about what's happened since then. Actually, before we get to Gus, there is an update around Sven's involvement that I do want to get to. You might remember in my video, I talked about a sketch by Sven that had come out around Gus's that referenced a very similar medical condition to Sabrina's. I had thought it was weird, and I said it wouldn't surprise me if it was an intended reference. 3 days after my video went live, Sven actually took down the sketch from his YouTube channel and made a short Twitter video saying that that reference was never meant to be at Sabrina, and that he thought the allegations were hateful and that he didn't like what he was receiving around Christmas time. I do want to trust Sven's word that this was just an unfortunate coincidence, but either way, I think it's good that that video was taken down so you can't accidentally interpret it a different way. But that was it as far as responses. For a while, everything seemed to carry on as normal. But then, a few days ago, Gus uploaded a new video onto his main channel titled Talking About the Last Few Months. It's a standard apology video. Gus simply speaks to his camera for about 4 minutes and shares his side of the story and tries to explain his thought process. In the first 20 seconds, I was really happy to see that he was just speaking to the camera and not making a Notes app apology or hiding behind some thinly veiled sketch. I appreciated the transparency. But then the rest of the video happened. As it goes on, it stops reading as responsible and starts coming across more as just corporate. Gus was using apology buzzwords without actually being specific about the things he did and said. He acknowledges his behavior as, quote, foolish, which maybe doesn't carry the weight of what he actually did. He doubles down about his content being positive and says that the couples therapy and personal therapy he sought helped him take steps towards realizing his actions were hurtful. I'm not going to play the video. You can search the video if you really want, but I don't think you need it. It feels like an authentic apology, but only if you're not paying attention and you're covering one ear. The comment section of his video is filled with people wishing him well, telling their own stories about denial, or complaining about cancel culture as a vague issue. However, on Twitter, where Gus couldn't delete critical comments, people and creators were justifiably poking holes in the video and pointing out how even now his rhetoric was manipulative. Then, finally, we get to the tweet that, in all honesty, broke my heart a little. Sabrina herself responded to this video simply by tweeting, "Never been to couples therapy a day in my life." I read that tweet while I was at work, and I'm pretty sure I ripped up the mail that I was opening. Gus had been using the couples therapy talking point from the beginning in order to emphasize how he was trying to make better steps to change. And to hear that it was a lie from the beginning, I don't know, it makes me angry. It's just lying. It truly depicts how cold-hearted and deceitful his version of things were from the very beginning. Gus responds by tweeting that Sabrina is lying, and they did go to therapy, and he posts screenshots of calendar events and bills from previous sessions of some kind. But Sabrina quote tweets this and says, "Unlicensed TikTok dating coaches are not therapists. These sessions were not regarding my pregnancy or PTSD at all, but mainly centered around Gus's desire to fuck other people and have me be okay with it." Gus never responded to this, and a lot of the replies under his tweet are rightfully calling him out. However, there are some replies by his fans that are asking him to stop engaging with the drama and how he should get back to posting his regular content. If you can watch someone's content without caring at all about who they are off screen, good for you, I guess, blissful ignorance and all that. But I personally know that I do not want to consume the content of or support someone when they are doing unjustifiable actions like this to other people. Like that doesn't sit right with me ethically or morally. That's a barrier that I can't exactly get around. I want to be engaging with media that I can connect with, and I don't want to connect with that. And I know for Gus's audience, this shit hits harder because we all saw Gus as this positive guy with this big friend circle, and it seemed fun and wholesome. And for this truth to come out and have that all come crashing down, it's a little bit harder for people to, I guess, reckon with or come to terms with, because it goes against the narrative that they had been fed this whole time. And truly, my heart goes out to Sabrina, because enduring that traumatic behavior is enough, but then having the story get blown up online for people to pick apart, and having your abuser lie through his teeth and having his supporters just eat it up has got to feel like hell. I do feel guilty making a video about this. If I didn't think it was really important to have this conversation and go over the details, I wouldn't be participating in this, because the relationship I have to this is of an audience member, and I don't know. I feel as though the specifics are things that we do need to talk about, and it's just unfortunate that it deals with trauma that she went through. And the worst part is that this was happening under all of our noses. So yes, we do need to talk about this because it was happening and we didn't know. Sabrina's final statement about this situation states that she never intended this to be more than part of her healing process, that she never expects responsibility from Gus, and that engaging in the story is not helping her, so she's trying to move on and put this behind her. I really hope she's able to recover and move on from this, because that coverage on a very personal trauma is not easy to go through, and I can't even imagine what it was like for her. Remember in my first video when I told an anecdote about how a person I had dated helped me get a signed poster from Gus at one of his shows? Well, when that person and I broke up, it was not very amicable. It was, we left things on bad terms, and because things were so heated and emotional, they told their friends and followers that I had done and said terrible things that I never did, but they wanted to change how these people thought of me. For an entire day, I got messages and DMs from people I didn't know accusing me of doing these things or calling me out over actions I didn't take. And there was nothing I could do about it, because I knew these people had already decided that the version of the story they heard from the person they liked already was the one that they were going to go with and believe. Half a year later, the truth did come out, and this person did message me and apologized for what they did. And it's whatever, we didn't handle it well, and it could have been worse. That is a little silly college breakup story for me. This situation is that magnified by thousands. My situation happened in one day on Twitter, and this involves fan bases and content creators and so much added pressure and stress towards any statement that truly it blows my mind. When I try to think about what Gus wants, what his main goal is out of this, I don't think it's about apologizing to Sabrina, because his lies prove that it's never been about that. I think it's more about winning his audience's forgiveness, because I think what he wants is to be able to continue doing his job, and he needs his audience to participate in that process. His apology video doesn't mean anything to the people who know the extent of what he did, but his comments are people who just want the drama to be over with so they can get their funny videos on their timeline again. Maybe Gus will just start uploading again and delete all the negative comments. Maybe he'll step away and just work on other people's channels. Or maybe he'll just step away from YouTube entirely and start posting on TikTok, where audiences are more younger and gullible. I don't know. I don't care. Fuck him. All I know is that Gus does want to come back. That's why his channel still has videos on it. That's why he's been deleting the negative comments. That's why his apology was for his fans, not for Sabrina. We can't stop Gus from uploading his videos in the future. We don't have the power to stop that. The power that we do have is who we choose to support with our views and likes and everything engagement-wise. From everything I've seen and heard, I am making the decision to no longer engage with Gus's videos. And now you all get to make that decision for yourself. You, as a YouTube video watcher, do get to choose who you support with your views and likes and engagement. So just be intentional. Do your best to support the creators that you think deserve to be supported, and just try to feel empathy for people who have been hurt, even if it's someone you like who hurt them. Okay, this wine is kicking in, so I'm going to finish this and then go scream into my pillow for an hour. And whatever coping mechanism you have for detoxing from heavy subjects, I hope you enjoy it. Thank you to everyone for watching this video. If you have any thoughts you want to share about the Gus Johnson situation as a whole, I'll be reading all of the comments, so if you want to share them there, go ahead. If you choose to post something hateful or be rude in my comments, I will delete them and I'll smile the whole time. It's so fun. Don't tempt me. I love it. A special thank you to my patrons for supporting me and this channel. I will be manifesting a good week for all of you, and I'll be throwing in some extra good vibes for you, just for good measure. If you want your name tattooed on my video forever, the link to my Patreon is in my description. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, your week, your month, or even that's the friends thing. And I will see you all back here next week for another video. I already know what it's going to be about because it was going to be this week's video. You're going to like it. Until then, I hope you take care of yourself and others. I love you lots. Goodbye.